Hey everybody, back with another video. Look what we have here today. We've got our good old friend, the Czechoslovakian PNV-57 night vision goggles. So this is going to be the comprehensive video on kind of how to do maintenance on them to get them to work, how to figure out if they work or not, and just kind of general ownership. I have another video up if you haven't seen it yet, just kind of the history of them and stuff, and just kind of the first impressions. This is going to be a more in-depth kind of technical video and kind of show you how they run, how to get them to run off of a 9-volt battery, which is pretty cool, and what to do, what not to do, how to do preventative stuff, and make sure they don't blow the tubes in the actual goggles themselves. So I'm going to start by opening this up. I just looked over these earlier, and this is the set that I'm keeping. It's official because the helmet is actually a size 60, so I'm going to be doing that. Alright, so you open it up, we've got all the cool stuff inside and whatever. That's fantastic. All you're going to do is just take out the actual goggles, and all you need is the cord with that fixture. You don't need anything else. So you can watch the other video to see what all this cool stuff is. We're not going to need it. All you're going to need out of here is, oh, this is cute, the screwdriver. So take this out, and then you can just close this up and set it aside, which is the funnest part because this is really heavy. So I'm going to set this down, and we're going to get to it. So you'll notice you've got the helmet. Tilt this down a little bit. The helmet itself, the goggles, and the transformer box, which is the three main components. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got the rubber covers on the end of the tubes on the goggles, if it's daylight or anything, which it is right now. And that's just so if you do happen to turn these on, you won't have forgotten to put these on and it won't blow the tubes. So just make sure these are always on unless you're using them. Kind of like the safety is always on unless you're ready to fire a weapon. These are always on unless you're ready to use them. So we'll start by kind of going over the transformer box, right? Look at these three straps, get the power supply going out, blah, blah. Well, all this does is just convert either 24 volt or 12 volt electricity into whatever, I don't know the exact current or amperage or anything that it actually runs the goggles on, but it does all the fancy conversion and stuff in here with some capacitors and whatnot. So what you're going to do is, first things first, is this little cap right here, this big one, unscrews. So just get that off of there, right? And then you notice this little where's that screwdriver? All right, second point. There's this little bar right in there, right? You'll also notice there's a number 24. I don't know if the GoPro is going to pick it up. Number 24 right there, and a number 12 right here. The 12 is for 12 volt, 24 is for 24 volt. There's also a line that says if the bar is going this way, you're on 24 volt. There's also only one hole, one little screw hole for the 24 volt. For 12 volt, it's going to be like this, so you can see it's lined up with the line. I don't know how well the GoPro's picking it up, I'm sorry guys, but I'm trying to get the detail. It's the one gripe I have is I can't zoom and it doesn't autofocus. So anyways, this is in line with the 12 volt because I've already taken, the time to make sure this thing works. Just going through it. You're going to want it on 12 for our purposes for if you live in the US. If you've got a 24 volt system and you can plug it in, by all means switch it to 24. But for 12, you're going to need the bar to be facing this way, and you're going to need these two screws in there like that. That completes the circuit. For 12 volts, you need both screws. One just won't work. You have to have both. That's what I found out. My last pair, I only had one, and it didn't work. So you only need one for 24. You need both screws in this little bar for 12. So if it's not there already, go ahead and rotate the bar over there. You just unscrew everything and rotate it this way, and then re-screw them all back in, make sure it's secure. And that's how you start to make sure that your PNV-57 goggles will work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this cap back on. And, oh god, threading, fine threads. There we go. Okie dokie. So that's done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video, and I'm going to get a 9-volt battery, and we're going to show you kind of the sound that it makes and whatever. Okay, so again, making sure you've got the cap on the goggles themselves, right? because you're exposing a lot of light to them. Make sure the rubber cap is on. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to move the camera actually down here. I'll keep talking, but I just want to move it down here so I can pick up the sound. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug, or I'm just going to take this 9-volt battery, and I'm going to attach the nodes until I hear kind of a, like that. So it's kind of like a, if you can hear that. So I'm trying to just be quiet so you can hear the ticking. That's a good indicator that at least the transformer's working, alright? Now again, this is just a 9-volt battery. Okay, you can pick this up at a gas station, for God's sake. And you just got to figure out, I forgot which lead it is, like these two little leads right there, the little wires. And what I'm going to do eventually is I'm just going to hook up a little 9-volt battery cap with some wires and electrical tape onto these leads so I know which one is which. But right now, this is how you can test it out, right? Alright, hopefully you can hear that. So it's ticking, and when you have it on your head, you'll actually hear that sound a lot better because it'll be right behind your head. Sorry about moving the camera a bit. But yeah, that's how you can just tell that the transformer itself is working. Now, we're going to get to the part to show you what these actually look like at night. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually probably go in the basement and we're going to hook these up, and hopefully I can get the GoPro to see what these see. These require an infrared light source, so I'm going to use a flashlight with infrared capabilities in the basement, and hopefully we can look through these and I'll be able to show you. Alright guys, so you can see it a little bit in here. I got to play with the brightness settings. Obviously, alright, right here I've got my infrared light off of the target. We're looking at a kind of a brick wall, stone wall in my basement. Now as I bring the infrared light closer, you can see everything crystal clear. Now it's really grainy because my phone doesn't pick up night stuff very well unless there's like an active light going. But you can see as I'm shining the infrared light, you can definitely see. You can kind of see this. It's got a bit of a fisheye effect, as you can see kind of on the outside. But as far as the middle is concerned, it's actually pretty clear. And again, here's just me shining the light away from it. So it's an active light set where you need infrared. Now these do come with the filters, the vehicle filters like you see in the other video. So you could take any like big 1,000 candle light or million candle light or whatever power lights, those big searchlights, and put them up to that filter and you can pretty much see anything. These are good up to about 100, 110 yards. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. It looks just like modern night vision and it just needs an infrared light. So I'm going to go ahead and transition back to the upstairs video and go over a little more technical things and care and whatever and kind of tips, and then we'll conclude the video. So hope you guys like this. It's pretty cool. I like messing around with it. It's night vision. It actually works. So there you have it, folks. Pretty glad I got one of these working. It was kind of hard to get the camera angle because I do have these rubber things over the eye. So sorry if it was wobbly. I was trying to one-hand it and whatever. But yeah, so pretty much a couple of the myths that surround these are the fact that they emit radiation, that you get eye cancer and blah, 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 blah. And that's just simply not true. I forget who did it. There's some guy on a forum that actually did a radiation test on one of these, and you have to put the amperage so high and the volts so high that the tubes in the actual binoculars, yeah, that's what they are. They're binoculars. The tubes in the actual goggles themselves will blow before they'll emit any sort of radiation that's harmful. Why would somebody design something that emits radiation and they know that radiation is harmful? Like, I mean, it is what it is. What it is it probably it was a big myth that was distributed by a lot of U.S.-based night vision suppliers when these first started coming in the country years ago. And of course, just like the low number 1903 and the other myths that surround like the gun community, the surplus community was affected by that, and everybody's like, oh, well, I won't buy these affordable night vision goggles and the collectible ones because they're going to give me eye cancer. Well, yeah, okay. So anyway, that kind of dispels that. That's a pretty common thing that I get. Pretty much just care and maintenance. Make sure the frickin' rubber goggle protectors stay on. Again, I know you're going to be like, I know you already said that, but please, you'll fry the tubes if you expose them to daylight and they're running. These do run a little bit after you remove the power source. These will keep running, so you need to make sure those are on as soon as you're done using it. So, I mean, unless you want to spend another couple $100 on another pair, I highly recommend just doing that simple step. So pretty much, yeah, these are the filters I was talking about. 4 of these come with each set. These are supposed to go on these little covers right here and go on the headlights on a truck, because these are for drivers and such. But if you can rig up the little thing like I'm going to with the 9-volt battery and just get the wire leads onto the plug, you can literally walk around with these at night and just have this in your pocket and then just change them out as needed. I don't know how long these will last. I haven't tried it yet, but that's pretty cool. So they can actually be, like, you know, usable. Just carry an infrared flashlight or a regular flashlight with one of these filters onto it, and you're good to go. So, yeah, again, I'm not going to get into, like, the history behind these because I did that in the other video, but if you got any questions still, this should have helped you. If they still don't work after that, that's where my knowledge kind of ends. I don't know what to do after you've adjusted it to 12 volts right here, and you've checked to make sure both the capacitors are in there, which you can take this apart. I don't need to go over that. It's 2 screws, 2 screws it comes out. But, you know, anything past that, I don't know how to fix these. I don't know how to perform, like, you know, in-depth repairs. So I hope this kind of helped out a little bit on the simple, like, how to get them running with a 9-volt battery. Again, I just simply... Yep, just simply did that, and they work. You can probably use a bigger battery if you want to put it in, like, a backpack or something for longer use, if you're going to be walking, like, all night or something. But, yeah, I'd recommend the 9-volt. It's really little, and obviously it worked. You saw it. Granted, it was only a couple feet away. It's probably about 15 feet in front of there, but front of the goggles, but it's still better than nothing at night. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, try to let me know. I may have missed something. It's pretty much all I've got. It's really that simple. If they don't work, they don't work, and maybe somebody who's an electrical engineer that knows a little bit about this stuff can help you, but I certainly can't. Hope this helped a lot. I had to do a lot of learning myself, kind of trial and error, and glad I got that done because, yeah, these are everywhere and they run on that. But, alright, so thanks for watching, everyone. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, check me out on Patreon. There's a bunch of cool stuff on there that I usually don't release on YouTube. This is one of the exceptions because it's something that I sell, and it's pretty nice to have the knowledge out there as well. But yeah, check me out on Patreon, become a supporter, and get access to really cool stuff. And you can also check out my website where I do sell these. If I have them in stock when you're watching this, they'll be up. But if I don't, just hang tight. Maybe I'll get more at www.mikesmilitaria.com. And yeah, we'll see you next time on the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.